Hello folks, Rick Hinder here, and as promised, this is the follow-up video to the announcement of the Hinderer Tri-Way Pivot System that I just did and put up on YouTube. And in this video, what I want to do is I want to explain and cover some of the finer points of the Tri-Way Pivot System and what it does, why I came up with it, and some of the, I think, are really cool features about it. As well as I'm going to take you through taking apart. This is one of our new Skinner XM18 3.5s, and I'm going to take it apart, install another pivot system in it, and take you through step by step on how to do that. Anyway, enjoy the video, and I'll be with you in a minute. Hello folks, here we are back with this XM18 Skinner 3.5 inch. And also you notice it's not sharpened. We just started building these, and for the demo knife I just grabbed it off the bench, and it doesn't have my logo and stuff, but I thought I'd better point that out because I'm sure somebody else will be able to see that. So anyway, okay, here we have our driver. This is a Weha 5/64 hex driver. Really quality drivers, and a Hinderer tool. Now you don't need this to change out the system, the Tri-Way system, but I had put a little bit of Loctite on that screw, and that pivot screw, so this has my spanner, so just in case I need it, and as well as this has the screwdriver slot that's perfectly matched the screwdriver here. Now, of course, you can use just a regular screwdriver, but the nice thing about these is we make these drivers to fit this exactly, so it has less chance of marring that up. And as well as we have the set of bearings and the set of phosphor bronze, which means I have the Teflon washers in there right now. So let's go ahead and take this apart so I can show you what the Tri-Way system is and how easy it is to actually change out the system, which is really nice. You can do this in the field just as easy. Well, maybe not just as easy. This is a mat. If you're doing it on a log, it probably won't be as easy, but you can kind of get the idea that this really is a user configurable system, just like everything else with my knives and the make it your own motive. Now you can make it whatever pivot system you want. Get these out of the way here, take the handles off to give you guys the first look at the Tri-Way system. So here we have the Teflon washers. Now underneath that, and what's really neat is we're using the same 15 thou thick Teflon washers I've always used. What I've added in the bearing pocket is a spacer. So when you're using washers, obviously they're 15 thousandths thick. Not the 62 thousandths thick like the bearings are. So I made a spacer that goes into that pocket, which allows you to put the washers on. And on the lock side, I'll take these out. On the lock side, we have the same. We have the spacer as well as the Teflon washer, which could very easily be the phosphor bronze. And there's the pocket in the lock side. Now, this brings up a question. My phone's been buzzing quite a bit on the questions that are being asked from my first announcement video a couple hours ago, and that is, can we just buy the system and put it in our existing XM18s or other Hinderer knives? And I waited to answer those questions just so you can see this video, because it pretty much answers the question. These pockets are milled into these blades to accept the bearings. Obviously, the knives that I did in the past does not have these pockets milled into the blade. So unfortunately, no, it's not just a system that I can send you the system and put it in your knife, because the bearings will not fit in your knife, because your knives do not have these bearing pockets in the blade and the lock side. So this is a new feature, new innovation going forward, and I'm sure you guys are absolutely going to love it when you get your hands on these, because it really does. It makes it. I can see how a lot of people will be like, I've always wondered what a knife that runs on bearings would would run like if it's on phosphor bronze, and vice versa. And this way, you can be able to change these out as much as you want. If a new type washer comes out, as long as 15 thousandths, you can put it in your existing knife and try it out. So makes it really, really flexible. So we're going to put bearings in this. So we'll put that on. We'll get this on. I like to have my blade cocked at this angle. Kind of covers the lock bar. That way it doesn't wedge itself or whatever if it's in the open position. I know a lot of you guys have taken your XM18s, your Hinderer knives apart quite a bit, so you probably know what I'm talking about. So we'll put the screw in here and get that started. And we'll get these handle screws started in. These Weha drivers are awesome. Yeah, we make these screws in-house, and we use a broaching tool to broach those. And we have some customers that they'll use a driver that's the tolerances are too small. In other words, they're not right to the right tolerance for the handle screws, and that's how they end up stripping them out. So it's really important to get a quality driver if you're going to be taking your knife apart. So that way you don't have that issue. So here we have with the bearings installed. And there you go. That's as easy. It's as easy as that. You can see, even with me blabbering, it doesn't take that long to do. And again, I think it's a revolutionary new idea. I know everybody's going to like it. Share it. Share this video with everybody that you know. Link it. Link it on YouTube, on my Instagram. I also have it there. Announce it on Facebook, and get the word out. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more videos on the new Hinderer Tri-Way Pivot System. This is the first one to get it out there, and I hope it answered some of your questions. I hope it generated some new questions that I would be glad to answer. And if there's a lot of one question that pops up, I'll sure do a video, and that'll be able to cover a lot of those questions. Anyway, have a great day, folks, and thanks again.